Okay, so right now I have Kristen and Jack back here with me, and we're going to be doing some work with fractions. So like you know, we've been doing a lot of fractions in class over the past week, but we're going to go a little more in depth. I'm going to start by reading a story, My Half Day. It's going to remind you of fractions that you see throughout your day, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So, My Half Day. I looked in the mirror, my hair was abuzz, one half was still long, and the other half fuzz. Here's breakfast, Dad called, there's no time to waste. My tall glass of milk was 2/3 gooey paste. The moving van's here with 3/4 of a ramp, and Donna is waiting. You're riding to camp. Princess, my dog, hopped inside the huge van. We clattered like coconuts in a trash can. We stopped at Camp Fraction and walked through the gates. 4/5 of the counselors zipped by us on skates. We strapped on our quivers for archery practice and noticed the targets were painted on cactus. I aimed with my arrow and shut one eye, then pulled back the bowstring with all of my might. My bullseye was tiny, 1/6 of a spot. No fair. Donna's was 1/2. She launched the best shot. So I know you guys know half, so point to which one's the 1/2. Good job. And that means this one is in 6. Because there's 6 equal parts. We'll go over that after too. Princess Dog paddled around our canoe when Donna and I stepped inside as the crew. Pink flowers with leaves floated next to the shore. We paddled and pulled out 2/7 of oar. Miss Dodd is the ref for our soccer today. Each goal counts 5/8, she said. Ready to play? Is it usually 5/8 for each goal? No. The other teams here, they flew in from the stars. We stared at the players. 4/9 were from Mars. The game was a close one. Both teams played to win, but Donna's swift kick scored a goal with a spin. The outer space team looked both stunned and agog as we squeezed around a campfire on 3/10 of a log. We roasted marshmallows and ate Saturn s'mores. A rocket ship landed and opened its doors. So it says 3/10 of a log. Do you think that's a little fraction or a big fraction?
Little.
Little, because they're all squished, right?
Yeah.
And they have all this empty space over here. Climb aboard, said the team, then we'll blast to the moon, see 2/3 of a comet, and soar back home soon. Our galaxy trip had an upside-down view. When we landed on Earth, I hoped half day was through. Then Donna ran home, and I hid in my bed, with 3/4 of my blanket pulled over my head. Next morning, I raced to the mirror to stare. Yippee! No more half buzz, but a whole head of hair. Tick-tock, said my dad. He gave me a shock. Today must be time. His face is a clock. Okay, so we just read that, and it talked about a lot of examples of fractions that the characters saw throughout their whole day. Do you see any fractions or anything in multiple parts throughout your day? How about this? How about Kristen? What's a food that's shaped like a circle?
Pizza.
Pizza. Do you know how many pieces of pizza come?
8.
8 pieces of pizza. So We're not going to touch the materials until you're told to do so. But if we wanted to make a pizza with 8 pieces, we could do that. These are called fraction circles. So while I'm getting these out, what's another food, Jack, that you could have as a circle that goes into different pieces? Cake, that's a good one. Do you like cake? Yeah. I know, you love math. It's your favorite subject, Jack. Okay, now we're going to focus though. So, you could have a pizza with 8 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pretend that there's no numbers on it and that there's your favorite toppings on the piece of pizza. So then you take and you eat 1 piece. So I'm going to show you guys how to write a fraction and how to read a fraction. So you, for a fraction, in order to write it, you have the part over the whole. So that means, and these are both numbers, so this would be a fraction. So say I had, so the part is how many parts you're talking about, how many pieces of pizza you're talking about. The whole is the total amount of pieces that you have. So this could be 8 pieces of pizza. So what we're going to do is we're going to be writing some fractions today. So say I had 3/8 pieces of pizza. So, Jack, how many pieces, what's the part of pizza did I have? Yeah, exactly, 3. And Kristen, what was the whole? What is the total amount of pieces I had to begin?
8.
8. So, I ate 3/8 of a pizza. Is that a lot? Do you eat 3 pieces?
No.
No. Okay. So, say we had, once again, don't touch the materials until I tell you guys to. I'm just giving you some examples first. Say I had a cake, because Jack really likes cake.
Me too.
You like cake too, Kristen? So say I had a cake, and I'm going to have you guys tell me how many pieces I have. So, we're going to count how many pieces of cake I have. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 pieces of cake. So what number do you think that would be? Would that be the part or the whole? Is it the total number of pieces or is it part of it?
It's the whole.
The whole, because there are 5 pieces. So does the whole go on the top or the bottom of the fraction? The bottom. So we know it's going to be over 5. So then I'm going to let Jack choose how many he wants to have. So Jack, how many pieces of cake do you want to have? 2. Okay. So we have 1, 2. So what is the part that we are talking about? 2. Exactly. So that means
I get 3 pieces.
sure, you can get 3 pieces. So if you have 3 pieces, what's the fraction? What's your part?
3.
And what's your whole?
5.
And how do you say that as a fraction? I know we've been saying fractions a lot, and it's kind of difficult to name them, but just try your best.
3/5.
3/5 exactly. And Jack, so if Kristen has 3/5, you have 2/5. Exactly. Good job, Jack. You're so good at math. So if you have 2/5 and Jack has 2/5 and Kristen has 3/5. So we already know this is 2/5. So that means this fraction, as we already decided, because Kristen wants 3 pieces of cake, is 3/5. So now we're going to go back to the pizza problem. So if I have 3/8 of a pizza, how many pieces should I bring over to show 3/8?
3.
Good job. 1, 2, 3. So that means we have 3/8. And an easy way to do that is the bottom number on these say 8. So we know how many pieces. But you have to count because each of them is 1. So 1, 2, 3. And that's the number that we have at the top. Just a little going ahead, the top number is called the